All right, when we first started the bakery, a lot of people would walk in the door and immediately walk back out, just balk at the prices. And so tonight we're going to try and make a case for artisan pastry and a $4
croissant, as you call it.
Since the start of the bakery, we've been determined to have the best croissant in San Antonio and ultimately Texas.
We enjoy eating croissants a lot of the time, and we don't always want to go to work to go get one.
So we went around town and picked up some of the local selections of what you might find out there. Ours is in the top left. The colors and sizes and shapes change. The lighter the color, lighter flavor, longer shelf life.
All right, so here's a cross-section of some of the croissants. So what you see here are air pockets, and those are made by encasing a block of butter in a piece of dough, and through a series of folds you create layers, 108 layers, which when you bake the croissant, the butter melts and it steams up and it creates those air bubbles. So now through commercialization, croissants are very readily available to anybody at home who wants access to freshly baked croissants from the oven.
You can get them in a can. This is what you might find at a grocery store, their bakery section, what you might be used to seeing. Unfortunately, the last slide that we looked at is closer to freshly baked than you'll see further on. But the grocery store does the same thing that you would do. They get it through a distributor, comes in a box, they bake it off for you.
And they market it as freshly baked croissant, which is quite unfortunate because there's a lot more work that goes into a croissant than what they do. And well, this is the process. You start with a starter, which is flour, water, a little bit of yeast. It takes about 8 hours for that to ferment. And then that's when you get to mixing it and laminating, which is encasing that block of butter and dough, and shaping and baking. So when you do the math, it takes about 2.5 hours of hard work, 27 hours of impatient waiting for a total of close to 30 hours for a small batch of croissant.
We need to work on our efficiency. The growing trend, though, is to use these companies make frozen croissant, even in France. It's not just here. Over half the patisseries in France are using frozen croissant, and the artisan baker just can't compete. It's gotten so bad now in France that they put a sign that they're actually, like, these croissants are made in-house.
Which brings us to this slide. On that corner, we have a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility for croissant.
Our humble bakery.
That's all we can afford. All right, so these are croissants from a catalog of that croissant manufacturing facility, and you can see you can pick and choose whatever croissant you want in any shape and size. You can pick, croissants if you want proof time, if you want to be able to pull them out of the box and bake them right away.
This is them manufacturing the batons that will eventually be croissant. That guy probably has no idea how to make a croissant. Meanwhile, our team of dedicated bakers, that's me and Rudy Herrera, one of 4 people that have been able to teach the art of making croissant since we've been in San Antonio.
So between the factory and our bakery, the method is very similar. They have machines. We have a little machine that rolls out the dough. Their machine can take 25 kilogram blocks of butter. Ours can only take 1 kilogram at a time. So that's what they end up with, an inventory of about 3 million pieces of croissant. Whereas 30 hours of labor will only give us 300-ish pieces of croissant.
It's hard. This has been cutting, basically cutting the croissant. They have a pretty awesome machine that looks really efficient. We actually got this new state-of-the-art piece of equipment. It's a Croissant Cutter. You roll it, it's got little triangles on it. We used to do it with a 10-inch chef knife, but we've upgraded.
So when you look at the factory, they can actually produce 20,000 pieces of croissant in 16 hours, which is about $1,250 per hour. On the other hand, we can only make 290 pieces in 26 hours, which breaks it down to about 11 croissants per hour. We really should be charging more than $40.
This is a breakdown of ingredients. We use organic flour, palooka butter, sugar, yeast, salt. Love, passion, artistry. It really is a labor of love. They have some other ingredients that I don't really know what they're for.
So if you look at the prices of all the croissants that we bought, you can see why people balked at a $4 croissant. So much so that we had to train our people to give something to a customer who comes in and walks out, so that they know what it's about. So
look at this sucker.
Staying up all night to bake croissant.
It's kind of ironic because we, as pastry chefs, work really hard. We strive for perfection, but they have these machines that will produce croissant perfect every time, consistently.
But somehow they're lacking something.
The human factor. I don't know. Thank you very much.